I'm Pastor Aaron Harrison. This video is all about the systematic programming that goes on that keeps people poor. In this video, we're going to dive deep into a topic that is often overlooked, which is the unforeseen forces that shape our financial destinies. The neighborhoods we grew up in, the schools we went to, the friends we hung around, the family we ate with, the media that we watch daily, all has a huge influence on the financial decisions that we make today. The reason that this matters is because understanding these financial influences is the first step that we need to take towards gaining financial freedom for ourselves. So we're going to look at how societal conditioning, psychological barriers, and systematic hurdles all intertwine to program people to be poor. But in this video, we won't only look at the causes that programs people to be poor, we'll also look at practical steps for how we can break free. One reason that people are programmed to be poor is because of societal conditioning. Societal conditioning takes a look into our environment. That's the neighborhood we grew up in, our family members, our friends, the schools that we went to, the media that we watch, and how all of these come together to help shape our values and beliefs about money. Because of financial inequality, some people grow up in neighborhoods where their family, friends, and people that they go to school with all are poor. For people who grow up in this environment, struggling financially is the norm. And when something becomes normal to you, then it is hard to break out of because it is all that you know. In many lower socioeconomic environments, there are many educational disparities. What that means is they do not have access to the same resources that a rich environment may have access to. For example, schools in lower socioeconomic environments are a lot less likely to teach about money and finance than schools that are more well off. As a result, those who are in less affluent environments have less access to financial education. Many people are able to learn financial education that comes from their family. They're able to learn it from their grandparents and their parents. But if you grew up in a poor environment where your grandparents or parents did not have a lot of money, then it puts you at an economic disadvantage because you cannot learn about finances in your household. Or if your family is able to teach you about finances, usually they may be limited in their knowledge. So if people aren't able to learn about finances and money from their schools or from their family members, then it leaves them in a vulnerable place where they do not know about money. In addition to education and family, the community sets cultural norms that teach us about money. How are our neighbors acting with money? What is it that they're buying? Are they buying nice cars? Are they buying jewelry? Are they frugal with their money? But as you see others interact with money, it also teaches you about money as well. And some things you learn from the culture may be great, but some things that you learn from the culture may not be healthy. Another major societal influence is the media that we watch. What are you watching on TV? What are you watching on YouTube? Are you watching things that are helping you to get financial knowledge and make good financial decisions? Or are you consumed with watching people who are making bad financial decisions? For example, are you watching people that are talking about saving and investing? Or are you watching people that are glorifying buying cars and jewelry, which are things that depreciate in value over time? So one way to break away from negative societal influences is to put positive societal influences around you. So find that family member that may be doing well financially, or get around those friends that are doing something with their life and career or have a higher income. Find those neighbors that have been successful and are doing well in the community and spend some time with them. Watch media that is teaching you about financial literacy, but you can place yourself in environments that will help you to be able to learn about the habits of people who are doing well with money. Now, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't hang around people who are poor. It just means that you should make sure that you have some influences that are in a position that you would like to get to in the future. Another way that people are programmed to be poor is because of psychological impacts. Our beliefs and attitude about money are deeply rooted in our psyche. And whether we realize it or not, it has a huge impact on the financial decisions that we make on a daily basis. Our mindset about money, which is shaped by our upbringing, experiences, and education, can either empower us to make great financial decisions, or it can hold us back from making good financial decisions. For example, a scarcity mindset leads to fear-based financial decisions, while an abundance mindset opens up the possibility for growth and stability. And some people have learned helplessness with their finances. Learned helplessness is a psychological term that means that you have tried over and over again and you have failed. And through failure, you have learned to just be helpless. That you have the mentality now that no matter what you do, you're not going to succeed. When someone has learned helplessness financially, then they live for the present. They make financial decisions for today because they do not believe that they have a bright financial future. When you have learned helplessness, it means you don't have hope for the future. This is bad because the number one thing that you need to be financially successful is a bright vision for your financial future. When you have a bright vision for your financial future, then you're able to make decisions today that will help you to be better off in the future. When you don't have hope, then you make poor decisions today that will mess you up in your future. So one of the greatest things that people need to be successful with money is to have hope. Hope that you'll have a brighter tomorrow than you have today. Hope that you will be successful. Hope that you will do good with money. Another way that people are programmed to be poor is through systemic barriers. One major systemic barrier is employment opportunities. The first thing that you need for a good employment opportunity is to be in an environment that has good jobs. Many people in lower socioeconomic environments are not even in a location that is offering people good jobs. So if someone grows up in an environment without thriving businesses around them, then most likely they're going to have to leave that environment in order to find financial success. Employment opportunities are not always about what you know, they're often about who you know. So if you grow up in an environment where you don't have many high-ranking executives or business owners or even senior managers, then what happens is you do not have a lot of people who can help you up. Whereas other people may grow up in environments and have friends, family members, and people that they went to school with and know where they can go and get good job opportunities because of who they know and not what they know. Another systemic barrier is just overall access to financial education. When you don't have access to financial education, then it's harder for you to make wise financial decisions because you have never been taught about it. And that's why this channel is here, to be able to help you know what you need to know so that you can manage the resources that you have effectively so you can have financial freedom and live out the vision that you have for your financial future. So the three ways that people are programmed to be poor are through societal conditioning, psychological impacts, and systematic barriers. And the way that you can overcome this programming to be poor is first by making sure you are placing yourself within the right environment. Make sure that you're putting yourself around people that are doing well financially. Put yourself in communities that are doing well financially just so that you can gain financial financial knowledge. The second thing that you need to do in order to do well financially and to break out of the cycle of poverty is to have hope. When you don't have hope, you make bad financial decisions today that hurt you tomorrow. But when you have hope for a brighter future, that'll leave you to not max out your credit card. It'll leave you to make good financial decisions because you are knowing that you will do well in the future. And the third thing that will help you break free from poverty is getting financial education. Financial education is important so you know how much to spend on a car, how much to spend on a house, when to refinance a house, when to not refinance a house, how to properly fund your retirement, and what you need to do to be financially successful, to not have lifestyle inflation to whereas your income increases, your expenses increase, to make sure that you're not keeping up with the Joneses, not keeping up with the Kardashians, not spending too much money on vacations and out to eat, but you have a good budget. When you have financial education, you make great financial decisions. So once you have a good environment, hope for the future, and financial education, then you have nothing stopping you from breaking free from poverty. So if you enjoyed this video, then watch the rest of the videos on my page, which is all about financial literacy, which will help you to not be poor and to get ahead financially.